Hello and welcome. Let's talk tabletop. Today's topic or question or whatever comes from Nuzlocke Griff. He says, can you give your thoughts on pay-to-play GMing? Now, I personally have never paid a GM to run a game for me, but apparently it's a thing. Like, you can go online and pay somebody money to run a D&D campaign for you. Or there's after-school programs in some places that hire dudes to come in and run a tabletop game. Apparently you can make a living doing that. I mean, as I've heard lately, there's like a serious oversaturation. Like, there's way too many people trying to make a living doing that. And some of them are not so savory. You know, you run into folks like Dawn Forgecast, who has a very bad reputation, or at least used to, for demanding to be paid or trying to make a living GMing. But I'm not trying to throw shade on him, but I've heard a lot of bad things, so I try to stay away. Generally speaking, when it comes to repaying your GM for running a game, because you think about it, it's a lot of freaking work. I mean, especially with the crunchier systems like Pathfinder, where there's a rule for everything and it takes fucking 3 hours to make a character sheet. On the other side of that curtain, he's got to do tricks and traps and the plot and the treasure and the NPCs. He's got to draw up dungeons, put on the voice, put on the funny hat, write any mail he's going to give your characters. You know, your GM has a monstrous job to do, and all you really have to do is show up with your character sheet and your dice. And some people don't even do that. They borrow from the freaking GM. So when I was in college at the Gamers Guild of Western Kentucky University, go Hilltoppers, we generally speaking, we had an etiquette. Like, if you're going to participate in the game, make sure that the GM doesn't pay for anything. Like, it's so-and-so's job to bring sodas, it's so-and-so's job to bring a pizza, it's so-and-so's job to bring this or that, and then the GM gets to enjoy all those things for free because they're running the game. It's the most work. So, you guys might all pitch in to buy 3 pizzas, but the GM still can take 4 slices and not worry about it, because they're your host. They're your entertainment for the evening. The least you can do is give them a couple of sodas and some pizza slices. And that was kind of the etiquette when I was in college, was to take care of your GM, because they're certainly taking care of you. Running these 4, 6, 8-hour games sometimes that would span well into the night, that took all this planning. So that I guess that was sort of paying to play in a way, but that was just kind of the being polite, especially if your GM is running a game in their house. Once the game is done, you packed everything away. We would go looking for paper towel rolls and a spray bottle and clean up the table, put everything back where it was. I think we had one time one of us came in with dirty shoes, so we went and found his vacuum cleaner and we all picked up the fucking dining room table and we vacuumed under it and we put it back. His wife was so pleased with us, and we got to go back to his house so many times because we left it better and cleaner than we found it. So that made her happy. We brought trash bags. We put all the pizza boxes in the recycling, tied up all the trash bags, took them to the corner. You could never tell we were even there. And that made her so happy, because she had 5 or 6 dudes that she didn't know in her house making a mess for 6 or 8 hours. But, yeah, the general etiquette is, for me at least, was feed your DM, water your DM, because they're hosting your, and that's kind of a repayment in a way. But I can tell, Griff, I can tell you mean cash. You give somebody money and they show up, or they get on Discord or whatever to run a game for you. And It's a weird topic. I remember watching the Tabletop Terrors video on this a long time ago. I went looking for it, but I couldn't find it. They might have taken it down or something. But um, Tim Carney was talking about how if you pay your GM to play, are you also paying to win? Because if you think about it, like say it's $100, whatever, because of all the paperwork and other stuff that comes with running a campaign, a unique campaign, maybe not a module, but a unique campaign. He's got to put everything together, show up at your house or show up in your Discord or whatever, and run this game, but there's a power dynamic because you're a paying customer, so does that mean that he's going to go easy on you? Or does that mean that you've got plot armor and you can't die? Because, hey, if your character dies, campaign's over, he's not getting paid anymore. So do you hire him again because, hey, that was a really rough GM, I like harder games? Or do you drop him entirely because, oh, that dude's a killer DM, I don't want to play with him anymore, and he doesn't get paid anymore? So the dynamic between, hey, this guy's GMing a game fair and square, but wait, that player, it may not even be all the players, it could be just one player is paying you and bringing a group of like three or four guys and saying, yeah, I hired this GM to run this campaign for us. Is he going to give you more treasure? Is he going to give you lower challenge ratings? Is he going to give you more XP to keep his customer happy? Or things like that. Like, are you paying, let's go ahead and say it, are you paying to win? It's kind of a strange line that your GM has to walk, because you want your customer to be happy and keep coming back and giving you money, and obviously if you're GMing for a living or GMing for money, you're having a good time too, so you don't want arguments to pop up. You don't want drama. You don't want your customer to go away mad because of certain calls that you've made. And it kind of gives them a little bit of leverage on you, whether it's spoken or not. So, I mean, hey, if somebody came to me and gave me $100 and said, hey, would you run this campaign? I would absolutely do it. No problem. But, you might not be, you might not mesh well with the group that comes to your table, or you might not, I don't know. It seems like in terms of fair game and fair play, there's too many things going wrong, too many strings attached as far as, this player's paying me, I should go easy on them. This player's paying me, I should keep them happy. I don't know. It would be flattering, honestly, if somebody paid me to run a campaign. I'd absolutely do it, but I wouldn't dare try to make a living doing that, because there's too many I guess moral quandaries is one way to put it, that would come up for me, because if you want your customers to come back over and over and over, they kind of need to win. And you guys already know my philosophy that, if you can't lose, you shouldn't play, because then you're just jacking off with your characters and the world revolves around you because it's built for you. No. A proper campaign has to have a death scenario. It has to have a if you fail scenario. Otherwise, it's not really a challenge. It's just a, plot point to plot point until the end, and that's kind of it. I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority. I think players should be able to lose and be able to die. But if somebody's paying me, I might start pulling my punches, and that's not something a really good DM should do, in my opinion. So, those are my thoughts on pay-to-play GMing. I absolutely understand it. I would be flattered. I'm sure people are trying to make a living doing that, love doing it. But I think the lines that you would probably soften, pulling the punches, the moral quandaries that would come into that, would complicate things in such a way that you wouldn't be able to do it sustainably without compromising your morals or the challenge of the game itself. So, I hope that makes sense. So, thank you for your question. Nuzlocke Griff, good luck in your Nuzlocks. If you guys have a question or a topic or something you would like my opinion on or want to hear me talk about, put it in the comments below. And let's hear your opinions, actually. What do you guys think about pay-to-play GMing? If it was a random stranger on the internet, would you pay $10 to get into somebody's game? Or if it was somebody you knew, like if Puffin Forrest with his fucking 500,000 subscribers, would you pay him $50 to be in one of his Call of Cthulhu games? Or if it was for charity, if Tabletop Terrors decided that they were going to do a charity live stream campaign and it was like $100 to get in, and that would go to like a children's hospital or some other worthy cause. Tim Carney would probably pick a children's hospital. But would you pay to play in that? Or if it was me, if I said, hey, $20 and you can get into a campaign with me and I'll, be able to paint my office here or whatever it happens to be, because good paint is kind of expensive, etc., etc. Would you consider that, or would it be like, no, D&D should never be pay to play, that compromises a lot of things, the GM would go easy on you, etc., etc.? What are your thoughts on pay to play GMing? And no, I will not be doing that. I mean, that'd be nice, but I'm kind of in the against it camp, so no thanks. Let's hear your thoughts on it in the comments below, and let's talk tabletop. So go ahead, hit that like button and ring the bell and all that other YouTuber crap we're supposed to say at the end of the video. So, subscribe and support us on Subscribestar if you feel like throwing some gold coins into your host's hat, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. So, until then, keep gaming.